Honestly, don't think there's anyone that brain ever.
All right, welcome into Pick Central. Myself, Marty, Ev, Clemmer, Smitty.
That was crazy.
Full house. Full house.
Expect nothing else, though.
Full house. I had time. TD, brought to you by DraftKings. TD, Tutty, taking it to the house. In for 6. Whatever you call a touchdown, one thing's for sure. Touchdowns matter more at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. On the ground, in the air, from special teams or defense, we don't care how they score them. We want to bet on touchdowns, and DraftKings Sportsbook is the #1 place to bet on touchdowns. Ready to place your first NFL bet? Try betting on something simple like a player to score a touchdown. I like Saquon Barkley tonight. Jerry likes Devontae Smith. We parlayed them together. It's plus 296. Odds subject to change, but check that out. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your bet today. Ready to do a touchdown dance of your own? New DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $250 in bonus bets instantly and get 1 month of NFL Plus Premium. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code PICKCENTRAL. That's code PICKCENTRAL for new customers to get $250 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 and get 1 month of NFL Plus Premium only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. All right, an eventful
Is everyone, did you?
No, I need Saquon.
We're back, baby.
You're in?
Jordan Mason and Derrick Henry. You need to.
Boy, let's go, Smitty.
I need Saquon.
And so I wonder how everyone did this week because I'm in, Clemmer's in,
Yep.
Big Ev's in.
Through.
I know Rhea's in. There's a lot of people because those three.
All right, Rhea.
Derrick Henry, Breece Hall, and Mason all hitting
Yeah.
is.
But like Travis Kelce not hitting, I think, knocks some people out or puts some people in a bad spot.
You think so?
Yeah.
I can't imagine that many
I feel
people.
like not a lot of
A
people.
couple. I mean, but
I think those three were like the biggest ones.
30 people needed
Saquon.
2 people to hit.
I think a few people had Tyreek
I'm
Hill.
talking more about the 50
Yeah.
people that were still in.
I think a few people had Tyreek Hill.
Oh, that could be one.
That'd be
Yeah, that would be one. Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, it's this is getting interesting now because it's let me tell you, it's
I'm
really
interested
fun
to see how many
seeing
people of the 30 that got eliminated will come back.
Yeah,
Yeah. Jonathan Taylor, did he get a touchdown?
No.
I say he didn't.
Saquon's a big one tonight.
Saquon's a massive one
Saquon's
tonight. I need Saquon bad.
We were saying how many weeks do you think it goes to crown the winner?
I thought 8.
I said 10 to 12.
Well, you can't buy back after week 5.
Yes, correct.
So week 6 and on, it's Wild Wild West.
I think 8. I think 8 is plus money.
I like 8 because
I think it ends in
6,
7.
7, and 8. In theory, wouldn't you? Yeah, I like
Great contest though.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it's
I just
so
think
awesome.
there's.
And you're watching people score touchdowns. You're rooting for your bets, but then somebody scores a touchdown, you're rooting against them.
You can't repeat players.
Yes.
So after 5 weeks, I mean, somebody getting essentially 8 weeks in a row, that's a lot.
Think about getting you yourself.
You deserve it.
Picking one person to score. I can't even believe I scored 2.
It might end in week 6.
You can only get back in once, right?
right.
Yeah,
and it's
Yeah, so
week
I
5
can't-
is the last
yeah.
time you get back in.
Because how many people are going to be left in week 5? There might be one person left in week 5.
No, there's a bunch
far,
left.
if you think
There's
about
because
it-
people can still buy back then. Like
I understand that,
like
but
me
you
and
still,
Marty haven't even used our buyback.
but you still need to
Neither.
get 2 people to score to buy back. I was sweating my balls dry with Derrick Henry and Jordan Mason.
yeah.
They weren't easy touchdowns.
They were not easy.
No.
And also,
In fact, I'd say they were lucky.
They both were fourth quarters.
Yeah.
I had
easy.
my 2. I've had a walk off in overtime and a fourth quarter.
Also, Breece Hall caught an insane pass.
Yeah, incredible catch.
We might not get to week 5.
And then the meek troll Braylon Allen scores twice yesterday.
yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy, dude. At one point, you're gonna have to pick like a random guy, and hopefully he just scores. Like it's the fact that I even got 2 in a row. I was like, I can't believe it. 'Cause usually the easy ones don't hit. Like Derrick Henry, I didn't think was gonna hit because it was like
I know.
a fucking team.
Yep.
I think there's enough chalk out there
Ravens.
for someone to survive till 10.
I think there's enough chocolate. Yeah.
Let's get
at
into
least
that
a little
real
while.
fast then. Zay Flowers, his last retweet, 2nd week in a row that he's had a big first half, and they stopped getting him the ball in the second. So it's a little. There's already you can't be retweeting stuff.
Well, we said it. We'll get into winners and losers, but I said it when we were doing the Friday preview. The Ravens just let people back in the game.
Always do.
Always.
What was it,
Laying-
2 years ago against the Dolphins?
They,
at home?
everybody, yeah. They putting teams away, and then they just let them back in the game.
I mean,
so.
the fact that it's Bengals, Ravens, both 0-2.
Steelers are winning the division right now.
Justin Tucker's missing kicks.
Yeah, he lost his step.
Stuff
He's
is.
lost a
Yep.
lot. Like it's not even some of them not even close. It seems.
You just expect him to kick for another 20 years, but he's been in the league for 13 years, right?
yeah.
Got to catch up.
There's a lot of this week was interesting, I would say.
It was interesting for the dogs, too.
I'm very confused.
So confused.
Dogs did really well this week, crushed it.
I'm very confused with the NFL right now.
Yes.
So who was your winner for the weekend, Marty?
Winner?
Yeah.
I thought the Steelers. I thought the Steelers was a great, just like the fact that they have an abysmal offense and keep winning. I think that like shows that they could just keep working off that. And I don't know. I think the Steelers are really good. That defense is insane.
It really is pretty amazing.
I think the loser.
Well, no, we get to losers, but we'll
All
go
right,
around.
who's your winners?
Who's your winner, Ev?
I think it's the Browns. Because I think they got totally written off at the first week. Like, they're trash. They get beat up at home by the Cowboys. Everyone's putting Deshaun Watson in the trash can. And maybe he wasn't who won them the game, but they still show they have an elite defense. I mean, they just suffocated the Jaguars. They couldn't do anything.
He fucking stinks.
He really does.
Lawrence?
I think I'm officially to say he's a bust.
I think it's early to say that.
He did this 2 years.
Oh, let me
He did this 2 years ago, and he made
dead and buried, and then he comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me rephrase, because bust. I think bust is a strong word.
He's definitely not the number one generational pick people have made him out.
More of
Correct.
that. More of that. More of like the not. It was the most sure thing ever. Supposedly, when they drafted him.
It was Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck, Trevor
And
Lawrence.
it's nothing to do
definitely
with. He has some people to throw to. He has a good running back. Like, there's not like the team's so shitty that it's not his fault. Like, listen, I don't think Bryce Young's good, but that team stinks.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if that's fully him. I mean, you look at Sam Darnold and Baker; they're both doing really well. They sucked on that team.
Yeah,
It's hard to show. It's hard to tell.
tough. I mean,
That team's so bad, dude.
Trevor Lawrence, though, we're in year 4 now. Like, he hasn't. And I was a big Trevor Lawrence guy, and I'm starting to lose faith. Like, I mean, how could you not?
I think he stinks. I think he's a very.
I don't know if he
he's below average.
stinks.
I think he's a below.
Oh, is he below average?
That's right. I don't think he's below average. I think he's probably just like average-ish. So I lean more like even. Well, are you
above average?
Are you saying average in the sense of like 16, like the 16th best starting quarterback is average? Are we going off like that is?
Yeah, I think he's better than that.
Who are you taking?
I think he's in that. I think he's in that.
he's in that realm.
I think that's where he is right
Who are you
now.
taking right now? Baker Mayfield or Trevor Lawrence?
Baker.
If I start one game,
I don't even think.
to start one game or do it for a career, like for the rest of the career.
For the rest of your career.
I would rather have Trevor Lawrence.
Why? Baker's still young.
Yeah.
Youngish too.
It's a good question.
Baker.
Trevor Lawrence is
performing better.
25. For one game right now, like this Sunday, I'd rather have Baker Mayfield. But for the career, I still believe in Lawrence's ceiling. Maybe I shouldn't anymore, but
Yeah.
It's tough
getting that
because
point where-
I tried to envision the sense of like if I stuck Trevor Lawrence in that Bucs offense, what would happen? And I feel like they'd be pretty good. I'm not even saying they'd be better, but I think they'd be pretty fucking good.
Baker though.
Now I stick Baker on the Jags, and I'm like, what do I think would happen? I'm
Baker's
like, I don't
4
know.
years older than Trevor
Who's
Lawrence.
the better? Yeah, that's not like.
It's enough where I'm still.
Like, he's still gonna be a franchise quarterback now for the Bucs for at least like 5 more years.
Yeah, see, even that, but even then, it's like I feel like that.
See,
If Baker Mayfield's your guy, you can't win a Super Bowl.
I don't think that's
I don't think that's true at all.
true.
Insane.
Really?
Did you see the game he played in
Can't win
Detroit
a Super
yesterday?
Bowl?
Why
I
can't
mean, we've
Baker
literally
Mayfield-
seen teams
Yeah.
win Super Bowls with way worse quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Way worse.
They almost beat the Lions in the playoffs last year. They
you'd
did
have
beat
to-
them
They also
yesterday.
just had
You have to have an exceptional defense. And you say we've seen quarterbacks who Trent Dilfer. Yeah, a long time ago.
Baker Mayfield's no Trent Dilfer. Baker Mayfield's better than
Fair. And he's better than the guys, like the Redskins won, the 3 quarterbacks, or well, 2 of them.
Okay, you're talking Doug Williams
And
from
Mark Ribbon.
1989.
And Mark Ribbon.
Okay, it's a totally different game.
I agree. That's what I'm saying.
Shit.
To my point,
Super Bowl.
that was so long ago.
Manning
Nick
was one of
Foles.
the worst quarterbacks I've ever seen in that year.
Peyton Manning, Nick Foles, that was a good call.
Nick Foles, Nick Foles, career-wise miite not be, but Nick Foles during that playoff run, specifically that Super Bowl, pretty
The
fucking good.
Bucks
You will not
all
catch me.
around. The Bucks all around are very good. Like, their defense is good. Their offense is very good. Like, there's not many holes where like that's what you kind of need for a Super Bowl team. Where it's not like the Bears right now. Defense very good. Offense sucks. Steelers defense very good. Offense sucks. Like, they're way above average on both sides of the ball of the Bucks right now. And he's playing like they just went into Detroit and beat them. And that's a team that you think can win a Super Bowl.
You give Baker Mayfield an all-time defense like the Broncos had that year, like the Ravens had when they won. Sure, Baker Mayfield can win. But in a normal situation, I don't think a Baker Mayfield-led team can win a Super Bowl.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
I truly think it's crazy. And
But if you go off that, there's like 5 guys in the league right now you say could win a Super Bowl.
No, maybe 10.
no way, dude.
Less than if you're
Name
going
10
off that metric, less than 10.
Name 10. If
like
you're
7,
saying
8 maybe.
Let's go through it.
tops.
Josh Allen,
Sure.
Aaron Rodgers, Joe Burrow.
If Baker
Lamar
Mayfield,
Jackson.
If Baker Mayfield was on the Rams
CJ
3
Stroud.
years ago, instead of Stafford and was playing the exact same way Baker Mayfield's playing now, they could win a Super Bowl.
Pat Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Brock Purdy. And then that leaves us with 2 more. You could make a case for Goff. You can make a case for Herbert.
Goff,
So now we're at 10.
I don't understand why you're not making much. You're not completely making sense to me of why he can't with this team when they're only showing that they're good. Like he won a playoff game last year in that year where I think they got better this year. Like, what's the reasoning why they can't? Because his defense.
I mean, he didn't. Not like they went to an NFC Championship. They won the first round of playoff game. Like Baker.
Did you watch the Lions game last year?
I
or
did.
Yesterday?
I did.
They just played a great game yesterday against a team that you just said could win the Super Bowl.
I said I have better chance to win the Super Bowl than. Yeah, I think the Lions have a better team than the Bucs do. Yes, I still stand by that.
Does anyone think Jared Goff has stunk the first 2 weeks?
He has.
Hasn't been good.
Hasn't been great.
He was not good on Monday night. When I say the last what was it, or whatever, the week
Sunday night.
week 1, and then yesterday was. I mean, them only scoring 16 at home is bad.
Yeah, we'll get to them. I got them on losers, but
Who's your winner, Rico?
Saints.
Yeah.
Saints are fucking electric.
Yeah,
I was maybe a year
away from them.
Yeah, I would think I'm maybe a year early on them though, but
Oh, here he goes.
they're
Bring
fucking.
that back to you. They were horrible last year.
They were, but they have the makings of a good team because they're scoring a ton of points. They made the Cowboys look silly in the fucking game.
Can I slow it down for 1 second though? You're right. 100% they deserve it. They have scored 40 points in both games. They played the Panthers who's obviously horrible. Cowboys is a fantastic win, but we know the Cowboys do that a lot.
Yeah.
We know that they drop those sometimes.
They drop them, but they don't get their ass beat. They got
No,
their
Derek
ass
Carr is
beat.
15 of 15 for
No,
scoring.
right now I think you're.
15 of 15.
Look at the Cowboys' last
They've
2
had
games
15
at home.
possessions.
Yeah,
and
he
scored
scores every
50.
possession.
The last 2 games at home, the Cowboys did not look good in the playoffs last year against the Packers, and right now, that's
I think you're
embarrassing.
right. The Saints 100%. They look amazing. Kamara scored 4 touchdowns. Of course, I just don't think they're still that good, which is crazy to say. I understand what I'm saying is crazy, but I still think they're going to kind of fall off.
I agree with you that step, but there are certainly a winner of the week though. To go into Dallas and do that makes them
I
winner.
agreed with them.
That game wasn't even close.
2 teams that one's obviously truly, I think this is the worst football team ever, and the Cowboys that do this sometimes. They drop these games at home.
Who do the Saints have coming up?
Couple division games, I think. Definitely have the Falcons.
Like, how can they
Eagles
get out in front to
at
6-1?
Falcons at Chiefs. No,
What do they have?
they have Eagles at home,
Okay.
at Falcons, at Chiefs, then the Buccaneers.
All right, tough little.
Well, we're gonna know about them in the
We'll
division.
find
We're
out.
gonna know about them in the
That's a
division.
good 4 games.
Then it eases
Yeah.
up a little bit, but that's what they have at least.
Still 4 games is.
Then they have Broncos, Chargers, Panthers. It gets a little easier, but yeah.
They were a winner though. I think that offense is legit. Carr looks legit. Kamara was unbelievable.
No, they're the winner of the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
No question.
100%.
Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, my winner, just because they had to win this game, is the Jets. If the Jets lose that game,
Come on, dude.
and
He looks so
Are you serious?
bad.
They looked they looked hard.
they were
Throw the ball past 10 yards for the first half.
There's some major issues with that team. There's some
They
major.
also got.
But they had no,
winners.
only because they had to win that game.
They got lucky. Levis playing a bad play too.
They got gift wrapped that one.
That's not the exercise. The exercise. Who won?
No,
had
they put forth the most effort.
They
I didn't say
looked
that. I didn't say
horrible.
that. I didn't say it at all. They did not. No, that was not.
Titans are also dog shit.
I'm only saying they won. They won because you guys mentioned 3 teams already. I was going to take the.
Couldn't think of another one is then.
I think the Jets, if they don't win that game,
I'd
they're
rather
so
you say
fucked.
I didn't think of another one because that's not the exercise.
I think it's a fair point. I'm
It's
saying
not a fair point. The Jets fucking stink.
I'm saying it's,
they didn't win
There,
anything.
there was better options, I think, on the
There's
table.
still better options.
Still
I'll
2
stay with it.
more.
That's fine. I'll stay with
I
it.
think there is one.
I'm not even
two,
I would not make fun of you. That was
three.
crazy.
I don't think it's that crazy. If they lose that game, they're fucked.
I get where you're coming from.
You don't look at that. You don't look at that game and be like, "Whew, this team. This is the winner of the week."
No. I'm only.
Okay, let me say my winner of the week, which you had an option to take,
Okay.
and see how it compares.
I'm
to,
sure you'll win the room, Smitty. Congratulations. What's your pick?
How did the Minnesota Vikings not turn
that's-
the entire NFC North upside down
That's
their
no.
first 2 weeks?
Vikings.
They came into the Giants. I mean, obviously, we see who the Giants are. No big deal. But the 49ers come in. 49ers are supposed to be basically Super Bowl favorites at this point, at least the NFC. They handled them. They handled them well. And not only that, is Sam Darnold really that much of a drop-off than Kirk Cousins on that team?
No.
I don't think so. In fact, he might be an improvement.
The ball he
Which is scary.
What does that mean? Maybe some coaches in New York aren't very good.
Maybe. Possibly.
Well, Darnold, I mean,
Well, first of all, is that pick better than your Jets pick?
sure. It's yes, you won, Smitty. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate your
Darnold.
congratulatory stance.
Darnold also went to the Panthers, who also gave up on him. So I don't know.
And Baker went there and they sucked.
And they were horrible.
Yeah, I don't know if I can blame it all on New York guys, but maybe you can. I don't know.
Hey, Justin Jefferson helps. That's certainly true. But the Vikings look pretty
Also,
fucking good.
Jefferson got hurt that game. Like, wasn't third quarter he got hurt?
Yeah,
he did.
So it's still like they finished that game. I don't know. It's very like he looks good.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. It's good. Can they keep this up? Maybe not.
All I need, because after watching that Broncos game, I need Zach Wilson to start next week. Because that team stinks. Bo Nix is not good.
Bo Nix is. I mean, I don't. It's very early. I don't think I've been more right about it.
You were out on him. Yeah.
You can see.
In college, he was a screen merchant. Like the offense they ran is very quarterback friendly, like short passing game, like no reads, like
Speed. He had a ton of speed around him.
You don't have to make reads. You don't have to like really read the defense.
Yeah.
All right, I can have a redemption one then. I guess.
You admit it was a bad pick.
No, you could have another one. I mean, it was
from where I was coming from. I don't think it's the worst pick, but this might be better. The Packers.
Yes,
there we go.
That's the one I wanted to touch on.
There we go.
All right, at least you know.
You talk about flipping the NFC North on its head.
You want to talk about another quarterback that stinks?
It shows you. You want to talk about a game plan that was fucking horrific by the Colts.
Both horrible, I think.
I was going to say, and the flip side, how good was the game plan for the Packers? Like,
But
the Colts game plan. You got Malik Willis starting, and you let Josh Jacobs run for 100 yards in the first half on you? That's inexcusable.
Phil, what did his passing yards go? Under
I
125?
think he had 151. He ended up with total.
I had 110.5 as my number.
Malik Willis
Yeah.
was 12 of 14 for 122 yards and a touchdown.
So what is your number?
My number was 110.5, so I just missed.
Oh. Wait, no. Okay.
I think the actual total was like
the
150.
line was like 155.
Yeah.
150.
Yeah.
Right.
But my
Okay.
troll under was like 110. And it was looking good for
Got
like
it.
3.5
Then you
quarters.
got Anthony Richardson. So you got Taylor, right? 12 carries for 103
So
yards.
he only lost by 12 yards.
What?
Phil had.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it was a good.
Yeah, it looked
bet.
good for
It was
a
good bet.
while.
yeah, that's
Good
math.
bet.
You lost.
Good bet. It was a good bet. He did lose, but it was a good bet.
Anyway, you got Jonathan Taylor, 12 carries for 103 yards, right? Like, you almost think he should have gotten the ball a lot more than that if that's working for 12 yards. Anthony Richardson throwing the ball 34 times is never good either. 17 of 34 with 3 picks. It's fucking dog shit.
I was shocked by the game plan of the Colts.
That's what I'm saying.
Shocked
If
by
they
it.
just ran the ball a little more, because he was kind of Jonathan Taylor ran the ball at least like 3 times with so much space for at least 25 yards, and they looked bad. And I think I'm wrong on Anthony Richardson. I don't know if he's very.
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
I just thought that was a LaFleur masterclass.
Me too.
He did exactly what they needed to do to win that game. Like, Malik Willis is not a good quarterback.
Oh my
Don't
God,
throw the
he's
ball.
so
Just
bad.
run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. Also hilarious that Josh Myers, actually, who was the center at Ohio State, literally, you see him like throw up on the ball.
Yes. And
Well,
then
that's
Willis didn't want to
Literally,
throw
like,
the ball.
like no joke, you see it. He literally like throws up and snaps it within a second.
Oh,
it's
it's so disgusting.
They asked the coach. The coach
He asked him, "Why didn't you throw it?" He said he threw up on the fucking
he
ball.
threw up on
He
it.
didn't want to like slip out of his hand.
I didn't see that coming.
He had one. I know Smitty played like the one that was like super exhausted, like that
my
water
God,
throw up.
yeah.
He just threw up like all over the
That's
ball
hilarious.
and snapped it.
and good for Malik Willis, football guy. Just went down. Like,
Josh Myers, it literally seamless, throws up within literally a second.
Pass
Throws
block.
up, snaps, and pass block.
We talk about the Vikings though too. Did you see Purdy went up to the defensive coordinator or whatever and was like, "Your scheme is crazy." Like their defensive.
Brian Flores,
Yeah, Flores.
a great defensive coach.
Purdy literally went up to the game and was like, your defensive scheme is crazy. Like that's how much that they fucked with him. And do you guys think that it's completely because McCaffrey's out?
No.
You're saying that he doesn't have to look over his shoulder, kind of thing.
I think it's more.
did you see the stats Dukes put up and Meek?
Yeah, but
he's 0-2 against the Vikings.
But even the guys on the team were like, yes, we can't do some things on offense because McCaffrey's out. That's why I was.
But what do you mean can't do some things?
I think some of their plays, a lot of their plays are all through McCaffrey, and Mason can't do. Mason's playing great. He's playing he's actually. I think he ran for 100 yards.
100 yards, 20 carries, 100 yards.
Look, that's understandable from a football standpoint to limit it a little bit more, but that's still not an excuse with the firepower.
Oh no, it's not an excuse at all. I just think it's like, it sounds stupid because they have such a good team, but I think he's such a focal point of that offense that it does fuck with them a little bit.
He's the best running back in the league.
It looked a lot more stagnant.
So when you said it, my brain computed that you were saying McCarthy.
Oh no!
I was like, wait, what is he talking about?
I didn't understand what you said back.
No, I was so confused about McCaffrey. I was like, he's in my head. I was like Darnold. I was like, what? I was like, that's why I said look over his shoulder like he's out. He's out.
Oh yeah.
I got my wires and cross.
Also,
that makes sense.
Sam Darnold coming back, being like, what, like him screaming like, why, like that's what you get for cutting me and shit was kind of cool.
I love that. I love that shit.
Yeah.
I think one other winner we didn't touch on. We touched on Baker though, but the Bucks. That was a good win.
Huge.
Yeah, massive win.
Good win.
Probably the biggest win of the week.
Anything else jump out in terms of winners?
There was one more.
He said the Saints, but Derek Carr specifically.
I mean,
he's never going to be an MVP, but he can put up close to MVP-ish numbers to be involved in like a pseudo conversation. He did that with the Raiders 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
That's a team too. I kind of have to say they won the week.
I think the Ravens lost that game more than the Ravens won.
Raiders.
Sorry, Raiders.
Raiders, yeah.
I mean, that's
but good for them. I mean, it's a big
Baltimore
win.
losing to the Chargers last week, and you win at Baltimore. Is
Chargers look pretty fucking good.
They were going to say they were the other team that I would say is a winner.
Yeah, if they can play
Panthers,
yes, but if they can just ground and pound it and play defense and have Herbert,
yeah, he got smoked.
Yeah, I don't know if they said officially. I think he's like okay. I think, but I don't think they've said like.
Yeah, he didn't look
officially.
He was out of it.
Well, they also said Tua is going to be okay. So.
Yeah, they'll do what they want.
I think they're still a winner, just in the sense of you just see the clear, like the culture has just changed there.
It's different.
Definitely.
Like I mean, the personnel is the same.
Also, you know,
like
it's worse.
Obviously, they drafted some guys, like they don't have Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. But other than that, it's pretty much the same.
You know who's a
they're
winner?
Just such a better team.
Good for him.
Quentin Johnson caught a ball.
J.K. Dobbins. Good for him.
Big time.
He's fucking awesome.
100%.
It's just so nice to see him healthy.
Quentin Johnson was unbelivelable yesterday.
Yeah, he was.
He couldn't catch a ball last
Catch anything.
2 touchdowns yesterday.
Existed.
Maybe that was
crazy.
Just a
Chargers are 2-0 the first time since 2012. Wow.
Schottenheimer still coaching then? Christ.
It's a long time ago.
Good for them. They're
finally got a defense, yeah.
I just have a note on the Ravens upcoming schedule. They go at Dallas, at home Sunday night versus the Bills, then at Cincinnati. So they don't have a soft landing spot.
Jesus Christ.
Wow. Whereas the Bengals, they play the Commanders and the Panthers the next 2 weeks.
So the Bengals will get back into it. Bengals will be
Ravens are in
2-2,
trouble.
and the Ravens are in trouble.
The Bengals at least played like they're going to be fine.
They played well, yeah. They did what that was a great game. I mean, they should have won it, but
Who knows? Maybe the Ravens in the second half of the year do it.
Yeah, that was
the second half of last year. Second half of last year, they looked unstoppable.
Jamar Chase is the contract's getting to his head. I think
That penalty was stupid.
He's really.
he was literally about to fight the ref.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Joe Burrow seemed annoyed with him.
You
did.
Really,
How could you not?
You couldn't take the 15. You couldn't take the 15 yards then.
Also, it was a clean hit. Nothing was wrong.
Couldn't take the 15 yards there. That was bad.
It also worked out for them still, but
They still got the field goal, yeah.
Yeah.
that's something. Offenses are going to have to only get 25 to 30 yards every time. How good these kickers are.
No.
They start from the 30. They get to the 35. That kick's going in at 35.
Brandon Aubrey is going to be the best kicker.
Unbelievable.
in
He's the
NFL
best kicker on
history.
planet Earth.
No, he will be.
that
He
we've
will
ever
be the
seen.
best kicker in NFL history when it goes down. He doesn't miss, and he can kick from 70.
how did this happen?
He played soccer. He was a professional soccer.
all of it.
How did all these guys hit?
A lot of these guys are so good now.
Like when I was a kid growing up, I swear to God, a 40-yarder was like, oh shit, a 40-yarder, that's pretty good. Now it's like a chip shot. Like
It's like with anything though. Guys get bigger, faster, stronger.
Recently, there's like 50 yards was like it's. Hit.
I know.
Now 50 yards is like 35. It's insane. There's guys kicking 65 yards in practice.
Yeah.
Like some are getting 70.
Must
It's
be
insane.
wild to have an active kicker on the roster.
Honestly, though, that's like embarrassing how the Giants
That's the second time they fucked it up because they did it last year against the Jets.
Like, how do you like let that happen? It doesn't make any sense.
He just got hurt on the opening kickoff. Like Chase.
But he was already banged up, I think.
He was on the list like all week. Like,
Trust me, I agree with it in general.
Also,
he's fine. I mean,
Can I ask something stupid? You're telling me a punter can't kick a field goal?
tried.
He
and
did.
he missed the extra point,
The
so
extra
they
point,
stopped.
yeah.
Yeah.
They missed it pretty bad.
He's supposed to work on that.
I would have given
They
him a
should
shot.
more.
Like, all
I
week.
would have given him
But also to get a little.
They're not doing it. They're over there playing grab ass on the sidelines.
If your kicker has this much of something hurting his leg, sit him for that week because it doesn't matter. You need a healthy kicker.
Yeah.
The full story was he was fine. He injured like he had like a separate injury. Like he had a
The fact
he had
that
a he had a
anything.
But he
Sit him.
it was
so you're saying
it was
he-
fluky in the sense that he injured a separate part of his body on the opening kickoff.
There should be in every stance, and an NFL head coach, I would very much make sure that I have a backup long snapper, holder, and kicker ready to go.
Yeah, but you
Your
can't.
punter should be able to kick. at
Punters
least
should be able to
extra points.
kick.
You should be able to kick extra points in situations like this. Regularly. A 35-yarder is not that difficult to teach a fucking professional athlete.
So they
You should coach somebody to make sure they can perform in those positions. 50-yarder, okay, yeah, that's a lot. But a backup kicker to do a 35-yarder, we can go out there and by the end of the day, like get consistently 35-yarders in.
Listen, and they lose the game because of it because they're fucking idiots. Listen, also the defense, like I know they didn't let up any touchdowns.
No touchdowns.
They didn't.
They're one of the first teams
Didn't
ever,
force-
I think. It's the first team ever.
Guys,
The first team ever. Only team to score multiple TDs, not allow a TD, and lose.
But guess what? They didn't force one punt. Not one punt.
Yeah.
That's a problem too.
7 field
Obviously,
goals.
everyone's sucking off the defense. You have to have the Commanders punt one time. They didn't punt once.
They turned the ball over at all?
No.
No.
They scored a field goal on.
No, yes, fumble, yes, Singletary
Yeah.
fumble, yes.
Yes.
No picks, but yeah,
What happens to this team?
over.
Like what? Yeah, like what?
I mean,
What are you guys?
Another reset of the
Everyone gets
clock.
fired. You draft a quarterback next year and you start over.
Do you
That's
want
what
your
happens.
quarterback to be third in QBR this week?
Such is life.
You wouldn't give Dable a chance with a new quarterback?
I'm not saying I just if this cheese keeps falling off the crust, like what are you gonna
Yeah.
do? What are you gonna do? Like
Is the third best QBR all week in quarterbacks good or no?
That's a bad stat.
You know who did look good?
Is
Weak
it
neighbors.
neighbors look great.
Yeah, till that drop.
Did lose a game, but still.
Well,
Can I ask?
yeah, you went 9 for what? 120?
You got to catch that ball.
Gotta
Who's the rookie of the year right now?
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yes.
Probably.
I mean, but he had a horrible first week.
Yeah, but you saw the second
I
week.
understand, but like it's not like that easy to say where you think you have all these quarterbacks that got drafted that you're like, ooh, they'll probably be Caleb. He looked horrible, and then you have
Bo Nix has looked bad.
Neighbors look really good yesterday.
Neighbors looked really good yesterday. Yeah,
McCarthy's not
I
eligible.
would say it's going to be between Neighbors and Marvin
it
Harrison.
would be right now.
Probably right now. Yeah.
It's crazy though. It's like
Well, I mean, Neighbors is pretty awesome.
Yeah, for sure. No,
Neighbors is
he's
so
in the
good.
run.
You guys got someone special.
He's good.
Oh, just wait. I mean, you have Barkley tonight for your touchdown for
Yeah.
$1,000 in the DraftKings Sportsbook. When rookie Will Shipley scores 4 times tonight,
Yeah, I know.
we're going to see some.
Do you guys see the next 6 games for the Giants? At Browns,
Loss.
Cowboys,
Loss.
at Seahawks,
Loss.
Bengals,
Loss.
Eagles,
Loss.
Steelers.
Honestly,
I'm sorry, that's at Steelers.
shucks, good for us. It's over. Like with this, obviously the season's over.
So you guys are like, all right, now we're just trying to go for
Yeah, now you just reset the
over.
clock.
I said that last week.
Jones-
I know you don't usually like doing that, though.
I don't like doing it. Like I think the team, like
Those are the
the
Commanders.
guys in the room should try. Like Dable, and they should be trying to win.
Now, what if they?
But
Now,
they're
if,
just not going.
now, where's our mind if they go? If they end up 2-2?
all the way back in.
You were texting, you were tweeting yesterday. I go, we're back in. The Giants are back.
If they were 1-1, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's different.
Well, that's what. Well, I asked this in the show. I thought maybe you weren't here for it. And I was like, are you guys? If you guys win, you guys then confident again?
I wasn't here. For
You weren't here for it. These guys said no.
It actually was. You know what? That was.
That's just wrong. Like you should. Like if you take it week by week, obviously as a fan, if you win one, if they won this week,
Why not?
they're 1-1.
Why not believe for one more week?
Most of the league is
Yeah.
1-1. You can try and believe. There's fluke. The Patriots beat the Bengals,
Right.
Yeah.
and the Patriots are also, I think, just good.
The defense is good.
They're way
Yeah,
better than
right.
we thought.
I'm very worried.
They're way
Very
better.
concerned.
2-0 against the spread.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all that matters to me right now.
Yesterday was a push. You get 3.5. You got the hook.
Very, very concerned right now with the Patriots.
So now, what's your thoughts on? I think
We're playing Thursday too.
Caleb Williams stinks. I know it's 2 games. Don't yell at me like the Twitter people.
Well, let's do
Did not look
losers.
good.
Is that your loser?
That's my losers. Caleb Williams. The Bears defense played
I
very.
would have said the Bears O-line as a loser.
That's what
I got more. Losers.
Their offensive line's really bad. Really bad. Because even I saw a stat too. Like he was, I think,
That's wrong, that
I think he
stat.
was in the top 5 fastest getting his like ball out of his hand. So he's getting the ball out quick. He just has no time. And I will say a few of the picks he threw, he made a few good plays like evade rushers, and then eventually when there's like 7 guys, eventually he gets caught.
Chase Daniel got community notes. He was like, the Texans had 36 pressures on Caleb Williams, according to blah, blah, on 42 pass attempts. It was wrong. The Texans had, because that'd be insane.
Yeah, that's preposterous.
And he said it was the Texans generated 23 team pressures against the Bears on 48 dropbacks.
That's a lot though.
Still a lot.
Like half,
but
basically.
Let's
half.
slow down on like.
You know what the most surprising
36.
thing about that tweet is? Chase Daniel still isn't on a roster, just stealing money as a backup quarterback in his 30th year in the league.
You know what's crazy is the fucking. I know we're jumping all over. That's kind of. But the Dolphins took Snoop Huntley, and with all these quarterbacks not available, but there is definitely someone better than him, though.
Former Pro Bowler.
I was going to say.
Big
I was
back
just going to
Ryan?
say Pro
Tannehill's
Bowler
better than him.
I'd rather probably have Huntley right now.
Really? I
Yeah.
don't know. I
Yeah.
truly, why?
I mean, Tannehill's awful. He's not
you
even
see-
in the
yeah.
league. Like,
You have.
not that I'm thinking Huntley's no game breaker, but
That's what I'm saying. Like,
but I'm damn sure neither is Tannehill.
I just feel like Tannehill could throw the ball better than.
You know what they should do? They should give Fitzmagic a call.
No, he's been out too long.
I don't know.
I thought you were
years?
going to say
Yeah,
your
2
guy.
years.
I thought you were going to say
Plus.
your guy.
Oh, Nicky?
Nope, Dobbs.
Dobbs? No,
He's on a
Dobbs
roster.
on a roster.
Dobbs on a
He's a Niners
roster.
backup.
Niners need him.
Yeah, he's a Niners backup.
The Colts should trade.
Or
go to him.
it should be like how they do it in Europe with soccer and lease them. Lease them out. Lease Dobbs out. Unless Purdy gets hurt and bring him back.
The Colts wouldn't do either because I mean Richardson's every time he touches the ball, he's a snap away from getting hurt. And
Why didn't the
Flacco.
Dolphins get a better backup quarterback knowing Tua is this injury prone?
It's also a fair question.
Like,
I thought they were going to trade for Mac Jones.
They should've.
Mike White.
He
so.
did play
Mike White was the guy.
decent in that playoff game, which I feel like was enough to keep him around.
Yeah, I think him being healthy
Better for
last year
worse.
gave maybe the false confidence that he'd be healthy this year. Didn't work out.
I actually have a question for you guys about Caleb Williams. Did it seem a little weird in the offseason? Everyone's like, he's going into the perfect situation, the defense, everything seemed fine. And then now it's like, okay, like not excuse. I think everyone saw like the pressure that he had last night. But everyone was like stroking him off to how he's going into the best situation as a rookie quarterback.
But I would say that's not stroking him off as much as it's putting pressure on him.
But it was both. It was
Like
a
saying
lot
that the situation is perfect. That's almost like it was. I said about McCarthy a few times, like with the Viking situation. Like you're gonna know. Obviously, he just got hurt, so we don't know with him. But I think
Caleb
you're gonna kind of know.
Caleb Williams has gone had the best situation for a number 1 pick in a long time.
But now it's the offensive line is so bad that I don't know. I even don't know if you can say that anymore.
Yeah, but we say that about other people. Like, see, this is where I go back and forth on things. I know it's 2 games, but we're evaluating the 2 games that he's played. He has not thrown a touchdown pass yet. He has not thrown for like more than what did he have last night?
100, like 980, something like that. 175, something like that. yards.
It's just more like he also has a lot of weapons. He has weapons on offense. He does. DJ Moore is a very good wide receiver.
He does good. Keenan Allen didn't play last night.
But Roma Dunze is a top 10 pick on his team. He has Swift, who is a good running back, and Cole Kmet, who he must hate because he doesn't throw him the ball whatsoever. And then the defense is keeping them in games. It's like, as a number 1 guy, there is pressure going into. You got to play better than that the first 2 games.
So they did have a tough matchup last night, though. I'm somewhat playing devil's advocate here because he hasn't looked good. But I mean, the Texans are pretty good. I don't know. I mean, it's only 2 games.
But there is he also played the Titans, who are not good.
Not good. The next game's at Colts.
He didn't do anything. Yeah, it's a.
That's to get off the mat. They got to win that game.
You have to win that game.
And then it's the
Colts gonna be feeling the same way.
Yeah, no,
Colts
agree.
Going too.
Yeah, you're going to
At
start
least the
getting.
Bears are 1-1 at least, I guess.
And as we say all this, Chiefs are just going to win it all again.
I know.
They haven't looked like impeccable, though.
There you go. Yeah.
It didn't last year either. With the second, they can
Last
get that gear.
year was the worst they've looked in the regular
Yeah,
season.
I know.
They have a gear they can hit.
They haven't.
They do.
One Travis Kelce had 1 catch
Yeah,
yesterday
he hasn't played.
and beat the Bengals. Like
Mahomes
like,
played shitty yesterday.
Mahomes played
like,
shit.
Let's call it what it
bad.
was.
Pick.
when they
picks.
play
He didn't
shitty,
play well.
When they play shitty, they still find ways to win. Their
Kelsey's been
defense
bad.
finds win. He has, dude. I think he has like 4 catches on the year, 3 catches.
That is correct. 4 catches.
Yeah, it's insane.
Pacheco also broke his leg yesterday.
Yep.
Not good.
He's gonna be
Out
out for a
for-
while.
Oh, and Hollywood Brown's out
Brown's
for
out till
probably,
January.
yeah, probably for most of the year. If not
Who's the
more.
backup?
Running back?
Yeah.
Samaje
Purdy.
Pirine, yeah.
Who they
Probably
just
that rugby
signed.
player.
Carson Steele.
That
Oh, with
rugby
both
player.
Andy Reid, I mean, they can bring in.
They'll be
anybody
fine.
and-
We're completely fine. They're gonna
Else, it's amazing where
Kareem Hunt,
the
or
Chiefs,
not Kareem Hunt, but like Clyde Edwards-Helaire might be in the backfield.
I was gonna say is where's he at?
just-
He was with the team for a while, wasn't
He's
he?
still with the team.
He is still with
He
them.
was on mental, I think.
It's a first round
Yeah,
pick.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I think he took a mental.
Yes.
Wow.
That is quite the stat.
He does know how to throw a pick when he gets a.
I will also say in this drive when that pick, he threw another pick like 3 plays later.
Yes, he did.
And also, I will defend that stat with Patrick Mahomes. How many of those 17 interceptions were like an
Offside.
neutral zone infraction
Yeah,
where
yeah.
he know and he just
Yeah,
chucked
yeah.
it?
And third downs.
Makes
So
sense.
many-
Also, the play they've become a magnet to these. Like even the play yesterday, it was a pass interference.
Oh my
But
god.
I think it just makes you sick to your stomach watching the Chiefs win another game like that.
But the guy
where they just
also-
get bailed out on 4th and 16, and they make a play that I don't think would have been made if he was regardless. But he just gets there a hair early.
Also,
He
the
is-
guy on the Bengals got held a ton on that play too. If you
The call was correct, but it's just annoying.
No, the Bengals guy, the Chiefs held the guy.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
completely. But there was I hate people that were like mad at that call. Obviously, he got smoked before that ball got there.
It's
Just did.
it's annoying.
Ev,
Bengals covered, so whatever. But
who's your loser?
6.5 is way too much.
yeah, it was. My loser's got to be. I think it's got to be the Colts.
Yeah.
The Colts. I know we talked about a little bit with the Packers winning, but the Colts starting the year 0-2. And granted, they lost to 2 good teams. They lost to the Texans week 1 at home. They lose to a Jordan Love-less Packers team. Yeah, bad game plan. Don't know what Richardson. It's still early with him, but it's kind of just like he's showing a little bit of what he did in college, where like he's very like inconsistent, not super accurate, but he has all the physical tools. He's got a fucking cannon, and I think it showed a little bit this week where kind of the success they had against the Texans was they hit 2 huge plays. So it's like if you don't hit, if you can stop for hitting big plays, what does he have? Because he's not going to just like dink and dunk you to death. He's not going to like carve you up like 10, 15, 15. Like he's got to hit big plays. And if they're not there, I don't really know what they're going to do. Now they're 0-2, and you're in the hole. You win the game. You said now next week they play the Bears. Really tough defense. If they're, you start season 0-3, you're basically cooked.
Yeah, and you lost one of those games to your division rival in Houston already, so you're behind the 8 ball with that loss. Yeah, it's tough. My loser was the Lions. I don't know if you guys watched the end of that game.
Bad game. Bad game.
They just refused to throw. The play calling was bizarre, and then it's 4th and 8 or whatever it was, and they throw the ball 6 yards. Nothing drives me crazier than that. It's also the last play of the game. They didn't throw it in the end zone.
think the
what was
pressure's-
going on?
do you think the
Like,
pressure's
forget they
getting-
lost the game.
Do you think the expectations are getting to them?
Yes.
Really?
I think they overachieved last. Well, I don't want to say overachieved last year, but yeah, I think
Kind
they
of overachieved.
They overachieved.
overachieved last year.
Get into that like
So now the expectations on them, that's a little more difficult, but the play calling was just crazy. I hate that. They just refused to throw the ball in the end zone. They needed it. They needed touchdowns. They were not throwing the end zone.
I still believe in them. I don't think they overachieved. I think their team is that
I think
good.
it'll be okay.
Yeah, that's something. I think
it's
they'll
fair
be
to say
fine.
you still believe in them, but you don't think they overachieved last year?
No, I don't.
being,
Like,
like,
I think they were like probably like they were the second best team in the NFC.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Going into the playoffs.
Who do you think was better than last year?
Well,
in
I
the
mean,
NFC, besides
going-
the
That's a good point.
I mean,
Maybe
going
Cowboys.
into it, like the Eagles obviously fell off a cliff after game 12, but like they were at first, like those first 11 games, people still were like,
Yeah.
Eagles were.
Sure, but going to the playoffs, I think
Playoffs,
like they were the second best team in the
I thought the
NFC.
Cowboys were close, but I mean, I guess.
And then they got
I think what I
smoked by
mean by
Packers.
overachieve is that they almost beat the 49ers.
That's fair, and they honestly should have.
Should have
They
beat
should have
them.
beat them.
That's where I'm more like, I can't believe they almost made the Super Bowl.
I just a team. They just have such a good offensive line. Like I just think they will get it figured out. They can. I mean, they just can run the ball on anybody. Goff has to play better. Goff has been the problem. Like he almost gave the game away last week.
But the way Baker was running the ball too, like he had balls yesterday.
Big
like,
time.
He was like kind of back to confident. Confident Baker's a very fun quarterback to watch.
Yeah, he's all the way back.
Yeah.
It's sort of like his the charisma,
think
the self confidence is all
Mike
the way
Evans
back.
played well yesterday. I don't think he
Wasn't a big.
You know who did play?
Godwin played
Godwin
great.
did, right?
Really good.
He's
last
been
night.
really good.
Really
Yeah.
good. Oh, what a just a fine wide receiver.
Yeah.
Like, he's just good.
He's like good, and then he had like a blip where you like forget about him, and now it feels like he's back again.
Super underrated.
Who's your loser, Chris?
The Rams. The Rams have been everything that I said they were going to be before the season started. They look washed up. They look old. They look done. Cooper Kupp gets hurt again yesterday. I just think there's just too many injuries. They can't string it together. Now they're 0-2. The Cardinals just beat the shit out of them yesterday. I mean, that Rams team is done. You can put them in the trash for the year.
I don't know if you see Meeks giving you a standing ovation.
Thank you, Mick. Thank you.
Why?
For
Because you were right.
Oh,
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Week 1 he was not right, and then week 2 he was right, so it makes him right. Go.
I was right. They lost.
No. I'm not talking about the Rams. Talk about Cooper Kupp.
Well, I said that he can't stand. My whole point was he's watching because he can't stand the field, and he got hurt again.
Is he playing next week?
I don't know. I don't.
He had an ankle injury and he was ruled doubtful almost immediately.
I
Well,
would.
he was real doubtful in a game that was 31-3.
No, Meek,
Right.
Second half.
Dr. Meek said he's
a
not
bag
playing week 3.
I don't know. Let's see what
I
happens.
think we could say you were right about Cooper Kupp
I
after.
think I'd say right about the Rams.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't.
I mean, that was part of the whole part of the whole incorporation of it. It was like
Whole
Stafford is old. His best days are way behind him. Cooper Kupp can't stand the field. He's over 30. Like, these are problems.
I would take Matt Stafford in 4 seconds.
Of course, over
How many
over
years is he
Daniel
signed?
Jones. But like he's
How many years has Stafford signed?
I think only another maybe a year or two.
Can't be much longer.
I mean, he's old. He's the same age as fucking Clayton Kershaw.
Like trades like
Fucking
that.
old.
Trades like that don't happen, but like
He is
not
one.
gonna
He is,
work
he
out
is,
for
he
the
is always
Rams.
he is always one touch away from the Rams being a complete disaster.
Yes.
That's fair.
like
That's fair. But when healthy, even when 75%, he's still very, very good.
He is. I don't trust he stays healthy. I also don't think.
that's what I'm saying. If the
I don't think
Rams
he's great
don't think
anymore,
they
even if he is healthy.
If the Rams don't think they can compete this year and shit starts shutting down, like
Puka getting hurt. It's also
you
nuts.
trade him?
Saw that happen.
No, Puka getting hurt was rough.
You can't trade him.
I know that's
gotta
the
go down
thing.
I don't know if you can trade him now. Yeah.
Yeah.
That Rams team is
Maybe to the Jets.
has that
Man.
that Rams team has that stink of a team that's like kind of like the Golden
Yeah.
State Warriors. Like that team is done. Like they're finished. Like it's over. Now you're just hanging on to these guys for I don't know, so you can sell more.
Well, they only really
Whatever the Rams are to make the playoffs, put it on my card right now, please.
Yeah, it's not
Go
like
for it.
totally. Like
Go for it. Go for it, Smitty.
It's more just that I think we're. Listen, I didn't pick them. I didn't pick them to make the playoffs. Like I thought the defense would fall, but also this team. They had the Lions on the ropes last week. Like I don't think they're like a
Week one,
They had a horrible game for sure.
Week one in Detroit, pretty tough place to play. They look
Absolutely.
pretty good.
You're acting like they're complete. You said throw them in the garbage.
Throw them in the
What
garbage.
are they, Meek? What are they?
Plus 500 to make the playoffs.
Boom.
Throw them in the garbage.
card.
They're done, guys. I
His
don't know
card.
what. This is the same conversation we had about the Golden
have
State
it.
Warriors.
Listen.
They're going to be fine. That's all I hear from you guys. They're going to be
Next
fine.
week probably gonna lose. So they're 49ers. But
I'll double down again.
So now you're 0-3.
okay, then
Keep doing this, man. I love nothing more than you go broke because you're a moron.
They could beat the Bears.
definitely beat the Bears. They can beat the Packers.
I think I would do very, very well fading you on a regular basis, if not every bet.
I'd pretty much I typically break even.
I mean, I think you do pretty well fading basically all of us.
Yes, that's
especially
also
me.
true.
This
That's
year.
also
I don't
true.
Especially me. But you'd be
Jeez.
rich.
Fade away, Smitty. See how it works out.
What the fuck's
I
going on?
faded
need
you
to
with
see-
a couple
I
Jets
need-
picks 2 weeks ago, and they worked out magically.
Did,
I
you
think it was
did.
plus 700.
You did.
Everyone's
Really
records
well.
are on the screen, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is pretty shocking that there hasn't been just one person who has cleaned up on Barstool.
I hope.
Like, everyone
I hope
says-
that there is
Oh,
something.
Rico's in the plus.
Rico's in the green.
Rico's doing
Because
right.
people on Twitter are fake, where they're like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
exactly.
we're fading you," and they,
they don't
actually
fade.
don't put. If you actually showed me the ticket of keep fading me, I would respect it.
You
so
should
much.
be fading me.
All our actual bets are in the betting group, so you'll see what we bet. You have to actually bet the game. No, Clemmer's in it now.
I'm in it now.
Well, most bets are.
I saw him in there.
I'm in there.
Headed.
I'm in there. Yeah, I
How many
got.
times did you ask to get in? He's probably like, "I'm good."
I know. Probably leave me alone. No, I hadn't asked in a while, but then when Hubs said he was in, I'm like, all right, I got to reach out. This is ridiculous. No shame to Hubs. I'm like, come on, what are we doing here?
Plummer got into Club Smacky.
Club Smacky.
Tough club.
The
to
Rams
get into.
don't like the Rams. Obviously, like I said, it's 49ers. Bears is winnable. At home against Packers is winnable. Raiders at home winnable. Vikings at home
Winnable.
winnable. At Seahawks, I don't think it's like that's
Seahawks a tough place to go, but
Dolphins at home.
without Tua maybe
No, Tua, yeah.
Patriots.
winnable.
winnable. Eagles, you could say lose. Saints, winnable. Bills, lose. 49ers, loss. Jets.
Yeah, so they're up against it. I mean, they're looking at the
plus
7.
500, and as long as Matthew Stafford is not in a casket after next week's 0-3 loss against the 49ers, I'll take him again at
NFC
plus
is
690.
also-
Keep doing it.
NFC
Keep going.
They can get in there. I mean, they were 6 seed
I'm
last year.
throwing them. We threw the Dolphins in the trash before game 1. I'm throwing the Rams. The Rams cannot win the Super Bowl. Rams are done.
Well,
I think
Everybody say win a
2 different conversations.
I agree with you on that.
The Rams will not win the Super Bowl.
We could all agree they will not win a Super Bowl.
that was the game we were playing 2 weeks ago, right?
I also think the Rams
No,
fully
no.
healthy could have made the
They could make the playoffs.
I do think.
Well, yeah, but they
I-
can't stay healthy.
Just
That's
after
the whole
week
point.
after
I'm
Sunday
not talking
night.
about Cooper Kupp though. I'm talking about like the offensive line and shit.
Yeah,
Like,
they've had 2 offensive linemen and Puka. It's not like it's
Right.
right. It's
If,
not
if
just
those
like a
3
Cooper
guys
Kupp
are
thing
healthy,
for
it
me.
might
It's
things
a
might.
different-
After Sunday night, we all kind of said, I think the Rams are still one of the best 7 teams in the NFC.
I did not say that.
I think most of us did.
Then how can the Lions be able to win the Super Bowl and this team could have
So I trust the Lions' health, and the Lions are better.
It brought them to overtime at the line.
Yes, 1 game, and
you're
then
saying this kind of team can't make the playoffs?
correct. I do not believe Cooper Kupp and Stafford can make it through a whole season, and they're already 0-2. I think they're fucked.
All right, well, I'm taking plus 5.
Who's out there in the NFC?
Go for it.
You should just wait till after the Niners game.
Yeah,
it's-
you're gonna lose that one too.
Let's do it, Smitty.
It's really just the offensive line. I thought they were going to make the playoffs before the offensive line went down.
I thought they'd be the first team out. That was why I had them first team out.
Cardinals plus 240 make the playoffs.
Yeah,
Kind of
no.
interesting.
Well, that's to the Rams'
your loser?
point. Nobody picked the Cardinals for winners. I mean, that's a very obvious one, especially after they took Buffalo to the ropes a little
Yep.
bit. And my loser got 2 teams: the Dolphins and the Cowboys. Every single year, it just seems like the same shit. Doesn't change. Like, you look good one week, next week you get your dick kicked in at home. It's always with these 2 teams. And now the Dolphins are pretty much done
I was
because,
gonna say this might be a little different shit for them, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
it's
but-
such bad shape.
but I mean, Dolphins are pretty much done. But the Cowboys, they're going to still have hope. They're going to be up next week, and then a couple weeks, maybe they're like 6-1, and then all of a sudden, people are talking Super Bowl again. Gonna have another game like this, and then playoff time's coming around. We always see what happens. Congrats, Dak, on your contract. You're my winner week 1. Week 2, not so much. You're a fucking loser, pal. You, Brandon Walker, any guy who goes to the Mississippi State, Jerry Jones, fuck you. Cowboys, losers.
Agree.
They look like shit. They look like shit.
They're phonies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll make the playoffs. Don't get me wrong. The Cowboys will make the playoffs.
They are frauds.
They're phonies.
Look at the play. Look, we mentioned this earlier. Look at their last 2 games at home. The Packers playoff game at home, smashed. The Saints at home, smashed. Embarrassing. That's your world, Jerry. That's your world.
That was their home opener, too, right? The Saints, they were on the road against the Browns last week.
Yes, correct.
Home opener, you get smashed like that?
The Cowboys constantly just let you down. Like, if you believe in them, you look at the talent, and you're like, all right, this team could do something, and then they do it they've been doing it, what, 6-7 years now, right? Well, longer than if you want to go back to like the
7
Romo
They've
years.
been doing back since VCRs were around.
Yeah.
They've been doing it this century.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
In the 2000s.
You're not wrong.
Oh, no,
It's
well.
like you keep thinking this team should be so much better than they are, and they constantly let you down.
Let's get into real quick, I guess. Then, where do you put the panic mode on the Bengals?
Nowhere. They'll be fine.
Yeah, fine.
fine.
They're one truly.
The Ravens, so the panic meter on the Ravens is high. The panic meter on the Bengals is low.
I don't even know if it's super high on the.
I think
on
it
the
is on
Ravens.
the
It's more
Ravens.
just the
0-2.
But it's the schedule.
Schedule is so
that means
scary.
they panic meter.
But also, I don't think the panic
say
meter's out
schedule.
because the Bengals are also 0-2.
Say
Yeah.
schedule. The Ravens are still like they're a tough team to play when it's on the schedule too.
Of course.
That's where
Yes.
it's like I think the Ravens are
The
complete.
Ravens are going to be. They can go in the second half of the year like they did the second half of last year and clean house and be the favorites. Maybe not home field advantage, but look pretty damn good going in the playoffs.
Can't
For them,
panic
it's
on a
what
team.
happens in the playoffs.
Can't panic on a team that was a toenail out to beating the Chiefs at the Chiefs and just lost the game because they.
Yeah, but you are what your record is, though.
No, you're not. That's not true at all.
I don't think that's true in week 2.
I don't think week 2 is what your record.
16 games going 0-2 matters a lot more than 17 games going 0-2.
It's true.
I think if who they have this week
I'm sorry, at Cowboys.
at Cowboys, I could see them beat.
Then it's Bills, and then it's at Bengals.
Just
3
a note,
tough ones. We did that before. We did that exercise.
I know that's tough. It bears repeating though. Like
Yeah.
that is.
I still
But
think.
you're right, Marty. Those 3 teams are also looking at the Ravens, going, "Oh fuck."
Yeah,
Yeah, 100%.
It's not like it's like when we're saying the Rams. It's like
Yeah.
Just a good stat on Lamar. I think he's 24-1 versus NFC teams. I'm not sure on the wins, but I know he's only lost to one NFC team.
Yeah, I know. Yep. I was there in person.
Yep, me too.
Yes.
Daniel Jones and the New York Giants came back from down 10 in the fourth quarter and came back and won the game.
Yep.
MetLife was rocking. Absolutely rocking.
You guys think Kyler is like for real? Like, do you think he gets
He's a good player.
Define for real.
MVP? Like he's like
Whoa.
third or fourth, and what do you like right now? I mean,
I'm saying like long term. I think he's like a top 16 NFL quarterback.
I think he's can be above that.
I know, but I'm saying
right now, I think it's pretty fair.
Like comfortably, he's a top half of
I
starters.
put him up a little bit more of that solely because he's kind of proved it before. What was it, 3 years ago? They were 10-0, and he was in the MVP consideration. He can be that number one overall pick, especially with Marvin Harrison.
No, he'll give you flashes of like top like 8. He'll show you that sometimes, but then he'll show you some like
bad.
something that's like keeping him in that.
That's
like,
fair.
Above average.
That's fair. But a run with their record and making the playoffs.
I like their coach.
Never mind. October 25th, Black Ops 6 comes out. It's over.
I'm so excited for that game.
Up until then.
And you're right. Kyler's 2-0. Ben Simmons, he's putting out tweets again. Oh, he's back. Yeah, October 25th. Both of them.
Smitty, you want to stream Call of Duty with me on October 25th?
Sure, me.
Get the general going?
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, yeah. I love 2 week.
Yeah.
Also, quick question: Steelers. You stick with Justin, or you go back with Russell?
Dude, you have to.
Have to stick with it. What?
We had two guys saying you have to. Because I think it's you have to.
You have to stick
I was
with
in the
Fields.
Fields
You're
guy.
talking the future of the Steelers now too. If you want to keep Fields around, and if he is a functional franchise quarterback, you have to keep with him. He's 2-0.
He is not 2-0.
No, he's 2-0.
He's 2-0.
He is
2-0.
not 2-0.
You ride him until you lose.
You guys.
No, how many?
Why not?
Russell Wilson.
How many turnovers?
This year, bro, so Daniel Jones had no.
No. Both games.
Okay, but
0.
like he's.
I'll end this.
But this defense.
I'll end this right now for you.
Run game.
I'll end this right now for you, Marty. Can the Pittsburgh Steelers this year win a Super Bowl with Russell Wilson?
Yes.
No.
Fuck no.
No way,
Yes.
dude.
I didn't. Why?
I
with Justin Fields.
I think they.
Probably.
No,
I don't think they can with either.
I don't think they can with Fields either. But if you're talking about the future of this franchise, you stick with Fields because this year won't matter anyway.
I think the Steelers are competitive. Maybe not win a Super. I don't know.
No, you can't say win a Super Bowl because of the way the AFC, you're telling me you're going to go through Burrow, Mahomes, Rodgers, There's no way. There's no way Wilson does that.
Burrow's 0-2. You're saying the Ravens are 0-2.
I don't care how good the Steelers defense is. That quarterback will eventually have to make a play. You cannot win a Super Bowl.
How do you know Russell Wilson?
He made some great plays yesterday.
Is a better quarterback.
No, I'm not talking. I don't think Fields can win a Super Bowl this year either. But if you're talking for this franchise and the future of it, maybe Fields can next year.
I don't think.
Or eventually.
I like the player a lot.
13-20 yesterday for
Not bad.
117 yards. That's not a.
But hold on. But I think. The context of the game where your defense, they can't move the ball. You know they can't move the ball. You're out there. You're going to say we're going to run the ball. We're going to throw it. Which if you watch, he made some. He really did. He made some unbelievable throws yesterday. He had one that was like insane that got called back. I really think you're seeing the strides is like
saying called back throws like he was holding.
Because it's about ability.
No, someone got held and he didn't get sacked.
But it's about he can make these throws. He can.
It is, but you understand where Ebbs come from. Ebbs like he's showing you something.
He's showing like
a guy that has not. He's shown some things and he also has shown really bad things.
But he's showing him.
This might be the right situation for him though.
That's what exactly.
You don't think this is like a perfect spot for him where his ability to run. His ability, he hasn't thrown, like I said, hasn't thrown an interception the first two. I know it's just 2 games, but still, like, with that defense.
The Broncos, who are horrible.
But they have a good defense, though. The Broncos have a solid defense.
When you're also very just relaxed and not your team. I just think that this is not. I think it's almost kind of crazy you don't play Russell.
No, just play him until he loses.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But even then, I just feel like at this point,
and then evaluate things.
I think you just. Go with this guy. Like, you're winning.
I'm going to say this.
The team
right
likes
now,
him. I mean,
I guarantee if Russell Wilson is healthy this week, he plays. If he's healthy. If they say he's fully
I don't
healthy,
know.
You might be right, but I don't know.
guarantee they play him.
You have no real losing scenario starting Fields. You start Russell Wilson, it could cause a rift in the locker room. You could start losing, and you're just done anyway. You're not going to go like
a rift in a locker room.
I think it definitely.
Oh, it absolutely could.
But give Fields
Like
a chance.
Russell Wilson?
100%. I know
Russell
that.
Wilson's like super corny.
I know it for a fact. I asked the guy on the fucking team.
But Marty-
they like him off camera, everything. I said, "Tell me the real truth." They said, honestly, like he's been really great.
But a lot can change in a few months. They're 2-0. Like I think it's not to say that they just hate him, but I'm just saying you get another guy who they might like a little bit more.
And Marty, Russell Wilson's personality, being a stale crouton aside, if you are Mike Tomlin and you have Justin Fields with a capable backup in Russell Wilson, why not go until you are forced to sit Fields and be like, okay, we're going to give Russ a shot?
I think it's when you're
Because that could happen next
when you're
week.
evaluating the game, it's just like truly he's not doing much to get them on offense. Like he's really not. Like
No, I mean they have 31 points in 2 games. You're right.
Yeah, and it's also like they didn't score a touchdown the first game. They just have 1 touchdown. Like it's nothing crazy that he's doing there. Their defense is truly really putting him in really good situations as well. And I think that I just think that Russell Wilson has more of an ability to open up their offense more than him when you put him in really good situations as well. I don't think Justin Fields playing abysmal. I could see your side of like he's 2-0, let him go till he falls out. Sure. I just think that he can open up the offense a little more. That's truly it. I don't think Justin Fields has shown a little more promise this year. Yeah, I could see it from your guys' side. I just think he can open up a little bit more.
I just think they haven't needed to open it up. Like the 2 teams they played, like they've been in control. But I think they can open up with Fields like when they need to. And what I'm saying more about like the past couple he called back, he's made some like unreal deep throws. I think he's showing more and more of it. And I think when they get into a game where their defense isn't just totally locking down the other team, I think we'll show them open up more.
You should do it when your team's locking.
But there's no reason to take. But there's no reason to take risk when unnecessary risk when you have a lead and the other team can't move the ball.
Like
it is risk.
Score a touchdown. They scored 1 touchdown. It's not like I'm not saying open it up completely, throw a deep ball. Like it's like to just beat the team. Like that's not risk. Like trying to score a touchdown is not risk.
But I'm saying they're play calling more conservatively because they're up.
No, I think
the other teams can't move the ball.
Quarterback can't do all.
I don't think that's the case.
Potential.
They just don't need. Like they haven't really needed to. Like why sit there and almost like we talked. I mean, me and Deuce went into like Michigan last year.
Come back. Like, they're not doing it because they want the other quarterback that they know they can.
But isn't this an easier sell if you just wait till they lose? That way you can sell to the locker room. You can also let's say they go out in game 3 and Russell Wilson sucks. Now everyone's gonna be like, put Fields back. It just puts everyone in a bad spot.
I think that it's early enough that you can switch him. If he plays this week, I think if Fields plays this week and they win.
Fields hasn't done anything. I mean, he hasn't been terrific, but he doesn't deserve anything to be benched yet.
It's a very dangerous thing once you start playing quarterback roulette with them.
They're playing great complimentary football.
No one's saying like Justin Fields.
I don't know. They're not asking Justin Fields to do a whole bunch because to play the way that they want to call the game and play the game. And
I go with Fields.
It seems like a perfect. Much like the Bears were a bad fit for Fields for so long, this feels like the perfect fit.
Because I almost feel like with Fields, you'd rather keep him in and lose and then put Russ in.
Yeah.
Because what happens, like they have Chargers coming to the Steelers this coming week. What happens, you put Russ back in, they lose. And then now everything's going to be like, it's Russ's fault.
What if Russ goes in and scores 35 points and they win 35-6 because their defense is so good? Like I could play that game too. Like we don't know what Russell.
Sure, but
we've also seen Russell.
But the scenario is kind of similar in the sense that you were still 2-0 with him.
Russell Wilson also had the Broncos were a shitty offense. He still played pretty well for them numbers wise.
He was a very good fantasy football quarterback last year.
He had good
That's where like if he has this, I just think that. Again, what happens if he comes in and all of a sudden this offense is like run and gun?
Yeah, but you can see that in a couple weeks.
Happen. That's
you see it naturally.
If Fields just like isn't good, that can still just happen.
Can still happen.
Also signing Russell Wilson for 1 year was for what reason then?
Well, because you didn't know that. You also didn't know Fields was going to.
You didn't know Fields was going to be good.
It's not good, but like you guys keep saying,
you didn't know Fields was going to be workable.
No other team. If I said this quarterback threw for 117 yards, no touchdowns, you're going to be like
One
that
touchdown.
was what?
He threw a touchdown pass yesterday.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah, he
the first
did.
one because he didn't throw one the week before.
Okay, he threw one touchdown pass for 117 yards. You think that's like? And if I said about any other quarterback, you guys would be
I
like,
agree.
But any quarterback that's 2-0, you're not going to bench him.
Yeah.
but he's not like. I'm not saying.
I understand what you're saying, but in the locker room and in that culture, and also just
situation. I don't think it's like. I think you guys are throwing away Russell Wilson way too much.
No, I'm not.
The fact that's not proven that he is completely the guy. Like he's not going out there every game being like, "Holy shit!" I get your guys' side. I understand it completely. I just don't think that. I think Russell Wilson's better than him at this moment.
That's fair. You're entitled to that. Smitty, let's get tonight's thoughts.
Tonight's thoughts: Atlanta Falcons 0-1, entering the Philadelphia Eagles 1-0 in the great city of brotherly love. The way the Packers played yesterday really gave me confidence in the Eagles because last week in Brazil, there's a lot of factors out of both teams' control. You don't really know what's going on, and the Eagles won, and they beat a Jordan Love Packers team. Well, the Packers playing that well against the Colts, a seemingly decent team without Jordan Love, makes it seem like the Packers aren't. They're a pretty good fucking playoff team, and the Eagles showed that they can beat them, which makes me feel that much more confident tonight going in against the Falcons team, who couldn't do dick against the Steelers at home last week. So Eagles minus 5.5 is a bet that I am in for tonight. I'm gonna have a big card put out later, but right now 5.5. Dallas Goedert over 50 yards receiving. They're gonna spread the ball around, especially with AJ Brown out. Kyle Pitts over 50 yards receiving. Kyle Pitts is a Philly guy. Homecoming. His father was my Amtrak conductor for a while.
Oh, really?
He will put up a game today, but that is the only bet locked in. And Kirk Cousins interception. We'll have more parlays and fun things tonight. I think Nate Dogg is doing his $1,000.
Nate Dogg's doing End Zone Crown. He's got it on. I don't know if he's going to disclose who he's got it on, but he's got a $1,000 bonus bet on that.
That he has to use tonight.
It's a flyer.
Yeah, it's
It's a flyer. It's a touchdown
a
score.
risky move.
I'll tell you what.
Score.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either.
I can't stand it. Like if I had that, no chance.
Yeah. I hope he.
I like it for us for a stream.
Yes.
Yeah.
If it was my,
And I'll be honest, he could have
If he's
taken.
going to win it, I do hope he wins in the first quarter. So we could be like, all right, Nate. Congrats.
That's fair. Well, I'll give him credit.
Is that him leaving?
Let's move on.
He could have put that on Saquon minus 200, and he's choosing not to.
Minus 200.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, he could have put it on Saquon for a touchdown minute 200 and
Right.
just get an easy
Yeah.
$500
No, he didn't do it.
potentially.
No.
But he's
Not doing that. So, Marty plays tonight.
I'm gonna have a first touchdown. Right now it's looking like it's Kyle Pitts, but or Drake London. I will let you know. But I'm going with the Falcons plus 5.5. I think the Eagles win, but I think it's gonna be an overreaction and an overreaction of both almost. The Eagles played so well. Falcons played like shit. I think it's going to even out a little bit, but I still think the Eagles win. And then I'll have all my other parlays, but that's what I have so far.
Also, it should be noted just how bad Kirk Cousins looked recovering from the Achilles last week. Everything was in the shotgun, and he couldn't fucking do anything. Go back and look at that film if you wanted to bet anything, offensively speaking, for the Falcons tonight.
You know, it's definitely worth noting. When I was like thinking about this game, I was trying to debate whether he obviously he's coming off the Achilles. He didn't play obviously the last 13 weeks of last year. He didn't play any preseason, so this was his first live reps in a long time.
But some
long time.
I forget,
your point is, I
forget
playing
what
devil's advocate to what you're saying because what you're saying is totally fair. He looked bad. He looked immobile.
No, but I want to say it was Brian Baldinger who did it. I'm not sure, but somebody just put his tight copy football version of him trying to back up and plant with the Achilles while he's thrown, and it is very, very noticeable. Very noticeable. Whether it's mental or physical, you could see it last week, big time. So that's not being fixed in a week. I'm no doctor.
I also wonder in this game they ran into such a buzzsaw with the Steelers defense, and really TJ Watt, they just had a mismatch on the outside that they just could not keep up with it. It was such a game wrecker. Eagles defense isn't bad. I don't think they have a guy like that. I mean, basically almost no team has a guy like that or close to it.
Yeah,
but
the Eagles, see, last week, you can't really you can't really judge with the game in Brazil because the turf was a fucking mess. Everyone was slipping and sliding all over the place.
I don't know if this is like a cop-out answer. I either feel like this is like a neck and neck game where it's like Eagles by like 30.
That's fair.
I feel like there's almost no like.
I think that's.
I feel like Eagles like dominate or like they borderline lose/win by like a field goal, like a late field goal.
That's a good assessment.
I agree with that.
Ev, you have plays tonight?
I think I'm leaning towards the Falcons, but I agree with Smitty. Like it's making me really nervous because I think a lot of the things that he said are true. Also, when you think back to that Eagles-Packers game, the Eagles on offense kind of played like shit and they still scored 1,000,000 points.
Yeah.
And I feel like that definitely could happen tonight. That wouldn't shock me at all. They've
AJ Brown out too.
Yeah, Brown's out, so that definitely doesn't help.
Really matter, but still, it matters.
I think I kind of looked at Dotson touchdown because I think he's almost gonna has to be the number 2.
There's a lot of talk about Dotson. He's saying he's very, very comfortable and confident with the playbook. I don't know. I don't know until I see it with them. So anybody who wants to bet Dotson, you do it.
But I like the tight ends on each side.
I love the tight ends.
I know the Eagles don't defend the tight end like super well. And yeah, I think with AJ Brown out, they're going to look to more Goddard's security blanket. Probably look more that way. So I think I might go with them with like touchdown scores. I'm not locked in the Falcons. I might end up swapping Eagles, so don't hold me to that yet. I'm still kind of in the lab on it.
Don't be surprised if Devontae Smith has a game.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Like like a Heisman Trophy winning $170, 6 catches, 2 touchdowns.
I'm at Devontae Smith and Saquon to score a touchdown. Me and Jerry plus 296. It's up to now. So that's the only parlay I got. End zone crown. Clement, what do you got?
Baseball play, the Pirates first 5 innings. Paul Skeens is going. I like them to have the lead. And then I have a few plays tonight. I'm on the back end of a teaser, so I'm going to be on the Falcons plus 11.5 tonight. But then I have Dallas Goedert anytime touchdown is plus 230. Saquon first touchdown is plus 390. Saquon 2 touchdowns is plus 300. Kyle Pitts anytime touchdown is plus 190. And then here's the last thing I want to throw at you guys. Saquon Barkley anytime touchdown. Kirk Cousins 1 passing touchdown, and the Falcons over 13.5 points. That's plus money. It's plus 108. Because if you get Kirk Cousins going to throw a pass touchdown, they should score more than 14 points, or 13.5 points, and you just need the Saquon touchdown.
I don't hate it. I don't do anything with 3 teams. It needs to be like plus 600 for me to do that much.
Also, anybody betting Saquon, the Eagles under Nick Sirianni, AJ Brown is really the only exception to this. There have been a lot of times where the game plan will be completely opposite than the week before. So, like Saquon, 3 touchdowns last week. I mean, that could be Dallas Goedert tonight. That could be Devontae Smith. I mean, I'm not busting on your pick, Clemmer, like most people.
Backup running back?
Kenneth Gainwell. Would not surprise me if Gainwell got some action enough.
I was looking
or even Will Shipley's the rookie.
So right,
third
they
back.
do everything.
Change it up.
It's going to happen.
Grant Calcutta, the backup tight end. I mean, they ran, I think, 50% of their snaps in 2 tight end formations. So when I was talking with Nate about possible flyers, like Grant's name came up in a touchdown. So
should have taken Kenny Pickett for a touchdown.
There you go.
Saquon doesn't score, though. I think a lot of people are going to be screwed because of the end zone crown, including Ricky.
Yeah.
I have 2 things. One,
And I wanted to take Dobbins, too.
I am on Will Shipley touchdown plus 1,900.
Thanks, Phil.
And there is some news in the MLB world. The Grimace is going to be at Citi Field tonight.
I don't love that.
That's actually, I like the Mets a lot tonight. I'm taking the Mets minus 1.5 for my card, and also under 7.5 Braves, Dodgers, and no runs first inning.
All right, that is Pick Central. Catch you tomorrow.